Ever think about like how just differences in beliefs
Yeah.
can escalate? I mean, really blow up into these huge wars that change, like continents.
Yeah, it's amazing how something that seems so abstract
Right.
can have such concrete consequences.
Totally. So many of you are fascinated by this one source, Reformation Notes EQ3 30 Years War.pdf. A lot of you sent it in.
The good one.
It is. So we are diving deep today into the 30 Years War, really trying to understand those key events and turning points.
As legacy.
Yeah, the ripple effects that really shaped Europe.
Huge. Yeah.
Absolutely. So let's start with the setup. Your notes point to the Holy Roman Empire and this principle they had.
Cuius regio, eius religio. Basically, whose realm, his religion. So the ruler gets to decide the religion. Sounds simple on the surface,
Right.
but the reality was anything but simple.
Yeah, your notes mention a real mix.
But Protestants and Catholics all living together, often in the same places. So even though there was this official rule,
Yeah.
there was always this potential for conflict bubbling under the surface.
Like a powder keg.
Exactly. And the fuse was lit, as you pointed out, with that Protestant rebellion in Bohemia. It was part of the Holy Roman Empire, but you had a Catholic ruler ruling over a largely Protestant population. Both the lords and the common people were Protestant.
And of course, the Catholic Holy Roman Emperor, a Habsburg no less, had to get involved.
Had to back up his fellow Catholic ruler, which, as you can imagine, only made the Protestants more upset.
Right. And that leads us to this incredible event, the defenestration of Prague. I mean,
It's such a striking image, isn't it?
it is.
Angry Protestant representatives chucking these Catholic messengers literally out a window. Messengers sent by the Holy Roman Emperor himself. Talk about making a statement.
Really set the stage for what was to come.
Yeah.
And speaking of what was to come, the conflict expanded, right?
Oh, big time. Denmark and Sweden, both Protestant powers, joined the fray on the Protestant side.
And your notes especially highlight the Swedish king.
Gustavus Adolphus,
Yeah.
who's a brilliant military strategist, way ahead of his time,
Known for pioneering these new gunpowder tactics.
which really shook things up on the battlefield, gave the Protestants a serious edge for a while.
So we've got this Protestant versus Catholic thing going on, and then things take a turn. Catholic France joins the Protestant side. I mean,
It seems counterintuitive at first, right?
totally. So why would they do that?
Beck, well, you have to remember that at the end of the day, these were powerful nations with their own agendas. And for France, weakening the Holy Roman Empire was a top priority, even if it meant siding with their religious rivals.
So politics trumps religion in this case.
In a lot of cases, yeah.
Yeah. But even with all these powerful players involved, the war eventually reached a standstill, a stalemate.
Yeah.
So how did it finally end?
With the Treaty of Westphalia in 1648. And this is a big one to understand, because it essentially reshaped the religious landscape of Europe.
Okay, break that down for us.
This treaty granted religious freedom to Christians within the Holy Roman Empire. Rulers could choose Catholicism, Lutheranism, or Calvinism, but they couldn't force their subjects to follow their lead.
So a major step towards religious tolerance.
Huge. And it basically marked the end of these large-scale religious wars between Christian powers in Europe.
Okay, so big changes. But what were the lasting consequences of this decades-long conflict? How did it reshape Europe overall?
Well, for one, the Holy Roman Empire was severely weakened. It lost territory, power, prestige. You could argue that the 30 Years' War was a major nail in its coffin, eventually leading to its dissolution.
Wow, so one power falls.
And another rises.
Yeah.
France, they emerged from the conflict as a dominant force on the continent.
So just to recap for everybody listening, religious tensions ignite a conflict within the Holy Roman Empire. It balloons, drawing in all these major players with their own political ambitions.
Yeah.
And the result, a totally new European power dynamic and a major step towards religious tolerance, at least among Christians. It's incredible how these deeply held beliefs
Absolutely.
can have such far-reaching consequences.
That's really the key takeaway from this deep dive, and I think it raises a really interesting question for all of us.
Yeah, what's that?
What are some of the unexpected ways that deeply held beliefs, maybe not even religious ones, are still shaping the world stage today? What are the things we believe so strongly in that could have these huge ripple effects down the line? It's something worth thinking about.
It really is.
Yeah.